Hello, Samson Properties staff and managers. I'm Jess Miller, and I've been asked to put together this little tutorial on how I create our weekly email newsletters. As you know, we've been using MailChimp, but we're switching over to Constant Contact. This isn't going to be how to use Constant Contact, but just how to organize and come together with your ideas for your weekly newsletters for your office. So I start with Canva, and we're going to go over to Canva right now. And I start here with Canva, and just where it says search millions of templates, I put in upcoming events, search, and you can use any of these cute little templates for your flyers. I do print it out and have some available in the office for agents to pick up. But if you scroll through, you'll find the one eventually that I typically use, which I'm not seeing it here right now, but I'll go over to home. It would look like this. So you can search for light blue and white, but this is the one that that Canva has, and then I just adjust these things. So I figure out what we're going to do for the month, and I put it in here. So I took out that funny little person. So here's the one that I used recently, just to give you an idea. Here's our list of events. I added Alexandria. And then I go to my list. I keep a list beside my desk of any vendors that have asked to come in and speak with us. Or any other things that are coming up, such as, events that Samson is putting on. I get those from the Cardinal Nest, and I add those into here. Not everything, of course, otherwise it'd be 6 pages, but just anything that's, a big event, or, Cardinal Title Lunch and Learn came last Monday, things like that. I add those in here, and then I take this flyer and I put it into our email newsletters. I also print it out for the agents to take, like I said. And then here's just an example of the email newsletter that I sent out last week, which is MailChimp, but we're going to be moving to Constant Contact. So I'll be taking these graphics and putting them into Constant Contact and creating a template there that I'll just keep updating from. So I always add a reminder that they will want to use me for their Virginia forms. And then if they have any questions, they can email help desk. And then next is just a little note from me. So I just say hello and say different things that are going on. Sometimes I'll throw in, like, I hope you're having a great summer. Here's what my family's doing this summer. What are you guys doing? And try to be personable with them. Just a reminder that we log each visitor. And then the next section is where the flyer goes that I have created in Canva. If I don't have very many vendors that have reached out, usually that's not a problem. They reach out all the time, right? But if I don't have very many that have reached out that want to come into our office, then I'll go to the Cardinal Nest and I'll go over to resources and use that little tiny arrow, and I will go down to contractors. And right there is where all of our contractors will show up. And I usually try to just pick Alexandria when I'm doing my office. That way I know that I'm getting contractors that will, come to my office. And I'll just maybe reach out to a couple of them and say, hey, just want to invite you to come do a presentation. I let them know that if they bring food, there's a better chance that we're going to have good attendance. So that's where I get those from. And let's go back to my newsletter. So this flyer I put in here, I save it as a JPEG, because when you print it out from Canva, you can choose how to save it, JPEG or a picture. A JPEG is a picture, but a PDF. So you save it, make sure you save it as a picture, because then it's easier to put in. And then I always add the weekend update that Donnie puts out every Friday. Usually I'm preparing this early Monday or late Sunday night, depending on my schedule, what's going on. Sometimes I don't even get around to it till late Monday or early Tuesday, but the real point is to get it out, and don't beat yourself up for the exact time and day, that you get it out. So I add the weekend update with Donnie here, and then any other flyers for things that we have going on in the office. And then I always include the help desk, and I let them know there are up to 7 help desk employees watching the tickets at any given moment. So I've really pushed the help desk because I think it's amazing. I also throw in our office staff, everybody, the way to contact us if they need anything. We've got First Heritage in there. We've got Nicole Harding, our awesome agent experience specialist, Guadalupe, our admin, and then myself. So if they need anything, they know how to reach out. So that's pretty much how I create the newsletter. And then, like I said, we'll be updating things for using the new system here soon. But if you have any questions, just let me know. You can get this template, I think, your office admin, not office admin, your agent experience specialist has a copy of this template that you can just use, or like I said, you can go to the generic one that they provide and just change the colors or take out that person. You just click on them and hit delete, and you can take out people or change colors or in Canva. So yeah, and then I just move this around and I add the people in. And like I said, I keep a note next to my desk of anybody that's reached out that has wanted to be a part of our office and come in and do anything with our office. So I hope that's helpful, and yeah, just feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. jmiller@samsonproperties.net. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Thanks.